Sergeant Cole's voice cut through the bright afternoon air, sharp as the sun glaring off the barracks. He paced in front of the formation, his boots grinding dust with every arrogant step. When he reached the newcomer, a quiet woman with steady eyes and sleeves rolled down despite the heat. He smirked. "Soldier," he barked loudly enough for the whole field to hear. "You look like you're about to cry." Delta Force must be recruiting from daycare now. A few privates snickered. She didn't. She simply stood still, her breath calm, her hands unshaking. But in that stillness was something else. Something dangerous. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. That afternoon heat carried more than sunlight. It carried tension. A ripple of curiosity traveled through the line as Cole stepped closer to her, clearly enjoying himself. "What's your name, Cupcake?" he asked, leaning in. "Raise, Sergeant." Her voice was warm, low, respectful, but it carried weight, like a steady hand on a loaded rifle. Cole scoffed. "Raise, never heard of you. And don't worry, if you pass out, we'll drag you to the shade." But something flickered across his face when she turned her head. A scar just below her ear, small but surgical, a scar no ordinary soldier carried. He blinked, and for a second, he almost stepped back. Almost. The other recruits watched, whispering. Dust swirled at their ankles. A flag snapped loudly behind them, as if warning someone, though no one knew who. Raise didn't want trouble. She was here to blend in, to serve like everyone else, to start fresh after years of missions no one would ever know about. She thought she'd left all of it behind. She was wrong. Cole ordered a close combat demonstration. Normally harmless. Today it was a test, and a trap. He pointed at her. "Raise, show these kids how to defend against a standard takedown." "Don't worry, I'll go easy on you," the crowd murmured. Some recruits leaned forward. They felt something shifting, like the air thickening before a storm. When Cole lunged, he expected hesitation, weakness, panic. What he got was precision. Raise moved faster than anyone could follow. She shifted her weight, redirected his grab, and pinned him face down in the dust with one knee on his shoulder. Not hurting him, just enough to stop him completely. A perfect control technique. Clean. Professional. A silence fell so heavy it felt like the whole base had stopped moving. Cole froze. Not because of pain, but because he recognized the hold. He'd only seen it once. Years ago, rumored to be used by operators who didn't officially exist. He looked back at her, eyes wide. "Where did you learn that?" Raise loosened the hold and stood. "Here and there, Sergeant." He stood up slowly, brushing dust from his uniform. And for the first time since anyone had met him, he wasn't mocking, he was analyzing. She thought that would be the end of it, but Cole stepped forward and saluted her. A crisp, respectful gesture that made the entire formation gasp. "My apologies, operator," he said quietly, so only she could hear. "Didn't realize who I had in my yard." But the yard realized. Recruits straightened, murmurs swelled. Even nearby instructors stepped out of the shade, watching her with new eyes. The bright field seemed to glow differently now, as if honoring her instead of testing her. Raise felt her throat tighten. She had never wanted recognition. She wanted peace. But maybe this was a different kind of mission, one where she wasn't hiding anymore, but guiding. Cole cleared his throat, louder now. "Listen up," he called out. "Some of you think toughness is about shouting, but real strength looks like discipline, control, and humility. Raise just showed you what that means." And just like that, the tension cracked open into admiration. Raise lifted her chin toward the recruits, her expression warm. She wasn't their superior. She wasn't their myth. She was simply their teammate, with a past that had shaped her, not defined her. Because courage doesn't need applause. It simply waits for the right moment to rise. And the truth is, even the brightest days can reveal shadows that were never meant to stay buried. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more, and stay with me. Your support is the reason these stories keep breathing.